Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade fires back at Canelo, who called him very boring. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus using my link in the description of all my videos. I'm working with Disney ESPN. I'm an affiliate. It helps the channel. Now, Demetrius Andrade has responded. I did a video about it. Canelo Alvarez called Andrade. He says he may be good, but he's boring. He's very boring. And, you know, it didn't take long for Andrade to clap back at your man Canelo. So this is the quote from Canelo. Andrade, he hasn't fought anyone, and he's boring. If it's a boring fight, people are going to blame me. Andrade doesn't present a challenge because he hasn't fought anyone, which we know is an excuse to duck. Andrade responds with, Canelo, stop talking out your ass. If you don't believe I'm a challenge, you would have tried to unify with me in September for Undisputed. Get Oscar De La Hoya's panties off and grow some cojones. You can't duck me forever. Put your big boy gloves on and fight me. Hashtag prayers for Spence. Now, I know there's a lot of Andrade Boo Boo detractors, and you know they're gonna go for the low-hanging fruit. Just say, yeah, he hasn't fought anyone, but you know there's some bullshit. First of all, Canelo is not God of boxing, so for him to just surmise in his opinion how the fight will play out, then that's bullshit. Because what if we let every fighter do this? Like, so Wilder says, I don't want to fight against Andy Ruiz because he moves too much. You know, he's not exciting enough to me. It's not going to be a good fight because he's too short. You know what I'm saying? Then boxing would be a pretty shitty place, because you could do that with anything. You could easily talk your way out of any high-level fight in your division and just say the person's boring, or you would fight them, but they don't, you know, sell tickets. Just all the bullshit what we've seen from old media for years, you know. And that's really a dog whistle to call for the man fans to try to support the duck and give them a backdoor out and an excuse. Shout out to Eddie Chambers. He says, maybe if casual fans that call Boo Boo Andrade's style boring stepped in the ring or at least spar, y'all would respect it more. Right? And he was going off. This is a professional fighter. So look, he said, so Canelo calling Andrade boring is one of the most lamest excuses I have ever heard of not fighting him, to not fight him, which I agree. And then Andrade took a shot at Triple G. He said, right? Actually, Gennady Golovkin could have avoided getting hit with 200 plus punches, taking a beating and ending up in the hospital. But no, he didn't do it because he wanted to entertain the fans. LOL, hashtag no defense. So, you know, Andrade is talking like new media, bro. It's a wrap for old media. I told you guys. The truth is here. The bottom line is Canelo is fighting Kovalev, who looks to be on his way out. He feels he can get Kovalev at this point in time. His style would gel. His strengths would play into Kovalev's weaknesses. So that's why he's rather fight Kovalev. Kovalev is an Eastern European, Russian style fighter. Good fighter, like, you know, good basics and fundamentals, good jab, strong, but he's seen better days. He was nearly stopped in his last fight. Meanwhile, Andrade is, he's guile, he's agile, he uses his feet when he wants to, he fights toe-to-toe when he wants to, he does what he wants to. He's a southpaw, he's fresher, he's overall looked sharper and harder to beat and tricky and crafty, very stealthy. And Canelo doesn't want them problems. Canelo doesn't want to have to deal with that. He doesn't want to have to worry about cutting off the ring. He would prefer someone come straight to him. Andrade says, you fans make it sound so easy. Billy Joe Saunders took PEDs, turned down the second time our fight was ordered by the WBO, facts. And then he turned down my challenge to fight him November 9th at 168. The Zone USA has tried to get Triple G to fight me since they signed him. Triple G and Tom Loeffler refused. So we see what's happening, as I've mentioned on my channel, and now you guys are seeing time and time again, this is what they do to black fighters. They try to relegate them to boring, you're a runner, a chicken, who's he beat? He hasn't beat nobody. He can't sell tickets. His style is not appealing. You know, Abel Sanchez tried this too. He said black fighters fighting a style that's not ready-made for the audience and nobody wants to watch it. But if you look at this year, black fighters have been involved in some of the greatest fights. Julian J. Rock Williams and Jarrett Hurd, 2 black fighters, Fight of the Year candidate. Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez, a black fighter and a Mexican brown fighter, Fight of the Year candidate. Errol Spence, you know, wish him a speedy recovery. Sean Porter, 2 black fighters, Fight of the Year candidate. Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, a black fighter, and again another Mexican fighter, Mexican-American brown fighter, right? These are literally some of the best fights of the year that I named. So the walls are closing in on old media, and it's closing in fast, and the walls are closing in. He says he also tried to make a Charlo fight. We tried making a Jamal Charlo fight earlier this year. He and Ronnie Shields said no. Jaime Munguia, yeah, okay, you think Golden Boy would ever let me near him? That's what I'm saying. Jaime Munguia, how is it that Andrade ain't fought nobody, but they said Jaime Munguia was in the runnings to get Triple G or Canelo? Who's Jaime Munguia beat? 147-pound Saddam Ali, who had already been stopped by Jesse Vargas. You know, it's looking bad, man.
So, Demetrius.
It's looking real bad. Andrade he looked good versus Mad Shaleski, dropped him in the first round, and you can say whatever you want, but you will not know what's going on. You know why they ducking this man. You know why they don't want no smoke. And the funny thing is, what they say is so ironic. What old media tries to do is they try to say, oh, who is Andrade beat? But he's trying to beat Triple G and Canelo. They are top of the division, right? That's what people say. They're both champions in the division. So he's trying to fight you. So you're trying to be, he wants you to be the resume name that gets in the ring with him. So that, oh, he ain't beat nobody is bullshit, because it's just like, here's a quick analogy for you guys. When I first turned 18, I had no credit history, you know, because my parents didn't fuck up my credit or put something under my social when I was a kid or whatever. So I never had, I turned 18, you know, got out of high school, graduated and stuff. And then I had no credit history. I had no credit cards previously. So I remember I went to Macy's and applied, because we used to hit the clubs and shit. So I went to Macy's because we always shop there and shit. And I tried to get a credit card, a Macy's card. They denied me. They said, we'll send you a letter in the mail in 7 to 10 business days. So I wait, and then I get a letter in the mail from Macy's Credit, you know, whoever the credit lender was. And what it would say is, you have been denied for the following reasons, or likely for the following reasons. And it would say something to the effect of unknown, no established credit history, meaning they would not give me a credit card because I was at a clean slate. And sometimes having no established credit, no credit, is, you know, almost worse than having like mediocre or semi-bad credit, because they don't know how to judge you. You got to look at the banks and credit card lenders, and you're a clean bill of health. So the credit lenders don't know how to judge you to see if they want to give you a card, because you have no established credit history. You get what I'm saying? You're just, you know, you're clean. So they don't want to loan you. They don't know what to loan you. They don't want to give you $10,000 credit limit, spending limit, and then you default on the first payment and you know, never pay them back. So that's why they look at your FICO score, they look at your credit. So I thought to myself, like, this is weird. Like, how can I ever establish credit if I get turned down at Macy's and Target and these various places because I have lack of a credit history? You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. I was like, how am I ever going to start credit if no one will give me a chance? You know what I mean? And this is the same thing. You have to start somewhere. If no one's willing to give you a chance, if Gennaro Hernandez never gave Floyd Mayweather a chance, if Trevor Berbick never gave Mike Tyson a chance, what if Trevor Berbick was like, I ain't fighting fucking Tyson. Who he beat? He fight 19 people in a year, all bums. Who he beat? The motherfucker got a lisp. I'm not fighting no motherfucker with a lisp. You know, and made all these pussy ass excuses that we get in this new generation of boxing. Then there's no starting point. So you could always relegate Andrade or Mike Tyson or the fighter in question to obscurity and irrelevance if that's your talking point and nobody steps up to the challenge. Just like I said with the credit history, how can I establish credit to show you that I'm, responsible and I'll pay back on time if you're not willing to give me a credit card based on insufficient or unknown no credit history? Same concept. Then after I got my first credit card, I start getting offers all through from everybody. Best Buy, all types of people. Discover tried to send me credit card offers because they seen, they're able to look up my shit and see that I'm paying on time and the balances, that credit limits I'm getting from other companies and keeping the balances low and shit. So I was able to get credit after. But that starting point was the roughest because they didn't know what to take me as. That's the same thing. How the fuck can Andrade get a resume if Canelo and Triple G, prominent guys like that, aren't fighting him or willing to fight him, and DAZN and the fans aren't pushing him? Henceforth, why you have Demetrius Andrade that says, in boxing, a boring fighter equals a fighter that doesn't get hit. Until the media, and he mentions all these media people, with big boxes, Dan Rayfield, ESPN, Mike Coppinger, The Athletic, Lance Pugmire, Athletic, Kevin Iole, Yahoo Sports, right? Keith Eidick, etc. demand the fight. There is no pressure on Canelo to unify against me. So it's more bullshit, more politics that is unfortunate because we're trying to grow the sport and get fans. And, we got to deal with this bullshit. The world knows Andrade is a good fighter, bro. They know he's a good fighter. They want to see his skills tested at the elite level. That's what he should be getting, elite level challenges. Meanwhile, if you're, no disrespect to him, but if you're like a Gabe Rosado, somebody with several losses, you could get any fight you want at any time because you have the name and you have the resume. You've been in there with Peter Quillen, Golovkin, Lemieux, Willie Monroe, Alfredo Angulo, right? Gabe Rosado has fought everybody. But that's why, because they look at him as a game guy who's going to give it rounds. He fought Mad Selesky. He's going to show heart. He's going to show ability. But, through his career, sometimes he should have won and didn't get the win, like Martin Murray, right? Stuff like that. So as a result, they're more willing to challenge him. Meanwhile, a guy like Andrade, he can't get no work because he's looking like a fucking problem. And y'all know that. The same people that say, who is Andrade beat, and he can't sell, and he's a runner, and he's boring, didn't say shit about Rocky Fielding. And Canelo fought him, and nobody told him to fight him. Nobody wanted to see Canelo versus Rocky Fielding, except a couple UK motherfuckers or something. Nobody said, oh, this is the fight I've been chomping at the bit to see. And Canelo still fought him. And to me, guess what? As a real boxing fan, that shit was boring because it was a one-sided beatdown. Now, if it's like Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, two known guys, and one guy should have done better on paper, and that's not how it plays out, but they're two reputable names, that's something different. But when I know you're in there with somebody that should have never been in there in the beginning, and then it's Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz, or Canelo versus Rocky Fielding, and it goes exactly as expected, of course that's not, thrilling, because we knew you shouldn't have been fighting that dude to begin with. But like I said, if it's two elite names and on paper, one guy just dominates, then that's just, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, when you fighting somebody that is a cherry pick and the world knows it's a cherry pick, and then when they fight, you actually see that it was a cherry pick, then there's no thrill in that. So to me, Rocky Fielding was born because the whole world knew exactly what was going to happen and how it was going to happen. He wasn't at the level. He'd been knocked out in 1 round by Caleb Smith. So the cloud chasing and the ducking has to stop. New media. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We work.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.